It's Starrylock. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. And this is a Sunday Chat and Explore. We are starting out with the being indoors at the moment, but we won't be here for long. I wanted to determine who won the double-sided 4,000-pound Kratos magnet before I set out. So, as you can see, we only had 5 people who stuck around to the end and was interested in winning. So those are our 5 contestants. If Lockpicking Engineer happens to win, the post office told me on Friday that they still cannot ship to Australia. So I will prep the box on Monday and check with them on a weekly basis to see when shipping opens up. So here are our 5 contestants. This makes it a 1 minute and 30-second race. Rune International, Doctor Who, Lockpicking Engineer, are all in the house. Legless Lockpicker, Dinglehopper, Chris Capoon, Stu's Metal Detecting, and Marland is here. I know, weird, isn't it? Starting out a live stream with your race. Let's shuffle up the characters a bit. We have way too many naked ducks. There we have some spots and hearts and dots. Well, only one naked duck. That sounds better to me. Let's get this going here so we can get finished. 508 Magnet. Good morning. Legless Lockpicker has taken the lead as with Michigan Gem and the fake Viking hat coming in second. Shannon Dalton made a move but is falling back. Of course, we probably won't have a clue as to who's going to win till just before the end. James Randolph has joined us. Who's the race for? At the end of last week's live, I gave a chance for anyone who left the comment after the video is over. You could put a comment into the comment section, and if you put the word Kratos, you had a chance to win a double-sided 4,000-pound magnet from Kratos that I had won from Squatch during his last big giveaway. Everyone's falling back with only 15 seconds to go. Michigan Gems is making a break for it. Everyone else is surging, so I don't know. And 4,000-pound. Good morning, Tripwire. We were just checking out the outcome of last week's contest that I ran. I apparently didn't set it up very well with only 5 people entering, I'm sorry. But, you know, at least. At least, you know, there was enough people interested that it worked out. Let's see here. Settings. Camera. Back camera. Back. Close. Turn. Gary's metal detecting is in the house. And Tripwire's out detecting right now, so he can't stay. And Adventures in Michigan with Lisa. Okay, we are done indoors. We are done with the duck race. Ken from Love Rules, all the way from Japan, has joined us. Tom Riley is here. And I only spent 6 minutes of a good explore. Indoors. Will we now know who won our giveaway from last week? Well, that makes sense that you'd be heading to bed as it's 10:30 there at night. Ficus and Toast, good morning. Trade out the sound of an air conditioner for the sound of traffic. As you can see from the ground, it was raining not long ago. If I was going to go detecting, it's probably been about now, but then I'd have to skip out on all of you. To be with heat index 100. So just not quite soon enough. You won. Well, I mean, you still won. So I guess you're not late. You just didn't see the race. So there is the site where they tore down the sheriff's office. Hopefully the wind is not making my voice impossible to hear. I didn't think about how windy it was going to be out here. So mostly what they have done so far is the hole. When a pocket woman, hello and good evening to you. When they mostly had everything but the 1980s edition torn down for the sheriff's office, they raised up and moved part of the sheriff's office, which was the edition that they from 1980, and that is what you're seeing here, because they have it up on blocks until they're ready to move it back. I just thought you might want to only visible damage is the S is missing off of sheriff. Well, there's a window, so I'm guessing there's a little more damage than that. And I'm guessing that door is locked, so even if I brought a ladder with me, we wouldn't be going exploring inside. Do you remember last week, Joe, when you put Kratos in the comments? You won the 4,000-pound double-sided Kratos magnet that I had previously won from Squatch. So from him to me to you. Yeah, that's probably the easiest thing to do, is to watch the first 5 minutes of the video later, if you want to see yourself winning. So we have seen the one portion of the building they saved, and as I said, all they have so far is they have dug it out. They've dug it deep enough that it's probably a couple hundred years in the past back there. And things are super muddy. Because we finally got some rain. Which means today's going to be super humid. Donna Reed is in the house saying hello to a lot of people. We have 18 people in here between Starrylock, Starry's Lost and Found, and my Facebook account. I have no idea how the things have splitted. Forecast for today is supposed to be sunny. We've had our rain for the day, but because it's going to be sunny and get hot again, it's only supposed to get into the low 90s, but the heat index will be around 110. So, because of the high humidity, because we just had rain. There's our fairway, which is a grocery store. I am not certain how much beyond the state of Iowa fairway exists, but I know it probably doesn't exist where a lot of my viewers are either, so. I know I've been up this route before, but I figured as we checked on the status of the sheriff's office, we might as well check on the status of where the Little Red Elementary used to be. Curious thing I find about fairway, I would think that you would spell it F-A-I-R way, as in this way is fair and honest and so forth, but it is F-A-R-E way, such as the path you take that costs you money to go on. don't mean that as a comment toward the business. They're a great store. Just a little bit of fun with words. Sidewalk has become non-existent here. Not sure what part this old metal building is. Probably part of the grain elevator set up when that was in use. Cranky Lock is here. In case you're wondering what all that white is there, it's Go Gutter's pile of gutters they removed from sides of the from buildings that they've worked on. I assume they have a pile before, so they get to a certain point to make it worth hauling all the metal to the recycler. What are those shaped buildings called? I'm not sure what you call, if you meant that wreck of a building back there, I'm not sure what they call it. Half dome, half circle type of building. This here was where the red brick is. That used to be a bowling alley until it became the Go Gutters. And this here is the laundromat that was attached to it. Marionette Laundry since 1958. As far as I know, that's the only laundromat we have in town. In the places where they call laundromats laundriettes, I guess it would be Mariette Laundriette, but that's not what they call it. Oh yeah, I was going to show you what progress they have made down the former, where they tore down the old elementary school. Almost headed toward the current bowling alley, which I hear is open now only by appointment, because they're only open on a full-time basis when leagues are in session in the fall, which I don't know if that's a COVID maneuver on their part, or they just assume they can't get enough business from all the kids who aren't in school right now. And Grandpa Kevin is here. I seem to have set a small dog off for invading his territory. Chaz 73. Second time I've seen you this morning. Well, don't worry, he wasn't chasing me. I'm sure he would if he could have, but he was tied to the steps such that he could only go so far. And I only got a momentary glance from the dog's owner who was sitting there reading the newspaper. Well, this is unexpected. I had heard that where the elementary was at was going to become housing, but it has become a field. All the no trespassing signs, the fences are gone. Back here next to the sidewalk and around the trees are probably worth detecting still. Probably not where they tore out the school, though. Actually on the building, because, well, maybe around it. Yeah. People with more experience with metal detecting can tell me that. Yeah, there's a lot of properties here range from the 1950s back to the early 20th century. Oh, no, trespassing signs are still up. So I don't know what they have plans here. Or even who currently owns it. It helps that it rained Friday evening, Saturday morning. It got really sticky Saturday afternoon and rained last night and rained earlier this morning. But that is the first rain we'd seen in weeks, as you can tell from the color of the grass. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, out west, in the western U.S. is definitely, they're estimating the worst drought in 1,200 years. So. Mainly dirt fishing. Let's say that correctly. It's here. I figured once we took care of reclaiming Joe at Michigan Gems, the winner of the magnet, and saw where the sheriff's office was. We'd head down into the last major park in the city, and across the street is the Holy Family Catholic Church, which I think their first mass is at 10 a.m., so we shouldn't be disturbing anyone. I'm not sure how you define that. Where's the curb strip at? And the sidewalk is set this far back. Yeah, I came down nice and hard for almost an hour on Friday here, so that's why some of the grass is recovered and the weeds have definitely shot up because of it. Now, why does it keep getting stuck in the past for messages? We'll take a look at this city park. Oh, I forgot to mention, next Sunday, let me preface it with, you've probably noticed the last 2 Sundays, my housemate has been with me taking photographs. And he asked me if I'd be willing to take a road trip next Sunday, so we will be driving all the way about a 90-minute drive before we get to where the video will start, which is the tiny little town of Raynard where he grew up. It only has 30 some odd people in the last. Smile, you're under surveillance. And the surveillance camera's under surveillance. So, because of his request, I'm going to be driving down to Raynard for next Sunday's event. I'll take a look at the town. According to Google Maps, all that's left of the house he grew up in is a pile of ruin. They tore down the house but didn't take away all the parts. So it's not one of the, sorry about the fingers on the camera there. It's only about a block-sized city park. Pretty muddy at the moment, which is really good considering how dry it had been. So that is the plan for next Sunday. But he was on call this weekend at our employers, so that is why he is not with me this week. Ah, there's the sign. I can never remember the name of this park. I know Brown is part of it, but it's a fairly lengthy name. It's not like Harrison Park, which is real easy to remember. It is Brown-Robbins Park. Here we're going to jaywalk. The history of this town, there was an Assumption Catholic Church that was the Catholic Church for most of the south part of town, and the people in the north part of town complained, and they built St. Thomas, which, if you go back to my first Explore Emmetsburg video, you'll see me go by a private residence that was once the convent that was part of St. Thomas. It's the only building remaining of St. Thomas. So they built a new Catholic church, and it became a Holy Family Catholic Church as a compromise. There is the elementary school. What time is Mass? Yeah, I won't interfere here. They don't have Mass until 10:30, so. They have several, in addition to the elementary. I am not certain as to the function of a lot of these buildings. As you can tell, it's one of the ones where they remodeled the windows for insulation purposes, and there's a bell there. And there is the main church. Now, as I said, this was called Holy Family as a compromise between Assumption and St. Thomas. But as you can see, the main church here is Assumption. So I don't know if this is part of the elementary as well or not here. Everyone's talking about security cameras, so I don't see any around here though. Assumption Church, I believe, was 1895, so it's been here a while. And then we're still on the grounds of the Catholic, what is owned by the Catholic Church, and this is Mainstream Community Theater. And the Catholic Church allows the community theater to do their plays and musicals out here. So it's always slow on Sunday mornings. I'm not sure what that plot of ground of concrete was for. But there is where our community theater is. So if you ever come to Emmetsburg and want to see whatever play is in production and you want to know where it's at, all you got to do is go to the Catholic Church, and then back behind it you find the community theater. And Alley Cat Treasures is here. The site with all the ghosts here in town is supposed to be the vacant lot behind Nos Oil. And Nos Oil is still there. And according to the story, the ghost belongs to a motel owner that ran the motel back there, but there's no public record of there ever being a motel, so I'm not sure where the truth and story lie. There is the south side of, and you can hear the sound of the AC, which is the reason that how's this for a transition to an odd story? That air conditioner is the very reason my dad ended up being excommunicated from the Missouri Synod Lutheran Church, which I didn't even know until he was excommunicated that you could be. But he didn't attend enough services because most mornings he was off taking care of heating emergencies or air conditioning emergencies for churches that wanted their parishioners to be comfortable. And Camera Nerd is here. If you are do not have moderator status, Camera Nerd, someone else would be kind enough to put up your link. And I will make you a moderator on Monday or Tuesday whenever YouTube gives me rights to look at the chat, because they've processed it far enough to do that. And Johnny Smallpepper's here. Hi, nerd. How often do you hear that without it being derogatory? Evil arch conservative has arrived with polar bear. And this is the parish center, which if I knew more about Catholicism, I'd know what parish center meant. Well, that is Brown-Robbins Park. And a look at the Holy Family Catholic Church, a little bit of the Catholic history in Emmetsburg, and where our community theater is. So far, have cookies and dinners on my grocery list. Well, got to set your priorities, I suppose. Yeah, it would be pancake time, except this time of year when it gets this hot, we stop having pancakes because the kitchen gets blistering warm because I live in an old Victorian house with three air conditioners, and the kitchen is not part of that air conditioned area of the house. So no pancakes today. No pancakes next week, even if it's cool, because I'll be 90 minutes from home when the live ends. I may have my roommate drive just so I can watch Marlins live. Yeah, I've never seen a porta potty like that, Deej. Okay. I assume, though, as it's all hand cranked, it's taking the energy or water, and probably as long as the last person remembered to crank, it's a lot more sanitary than an open pit. Thank you, Marlon. I wonder if anyone actually uses this for checker or chess. No, that is true. Not much room at all for a deposit. Lisa is 4 subs away from 50. If you're a moderator, you can still click on any of Lisa's chat entries and say go to channel, or you can follow the link that I Am Zaxxon has posted there. Well, I don't think all 4 are meant for players. It's plenty scratched up, but I don't know if that's just the elements or actual play. Gary says, I've been temp living in a 30-foot trailer with Mom, 2 cats for 2 months. Mom moved her place the 17th, and I start house shopping. Well, good luck with your house shopping. I have to head back to the start of our video, which is where my car is parked. Indian Creek Gold Prospecting just thanked me for sharing a link to his channel on my community page. I am Zaxxon. He emailed me at first to inform me of the situation. Okie Prospector's wife lost their firstborn in the 3rd trimester. And so Indian Creek is having a fundraiser to raise some money to help them out. I have the initial post that I am Zaxxon asked me to post, and then Indian Creek had a follow-up yesterday, and I posted that as well. So if you are financially able, you can check on Stories Lost and Found's community page and follow the link. And that'll tell you how to donate some money. If you're not financially able, just heading on over, expressing your, the very comments you're leaving here about how sad it is would probably be very comforting, for as much comfort as you can receive at a time like this. Here's our Zazzy is here. Good morning, Zazzy Explorers, another excellent Explorer channel. The willow tree is our local florist, greenhouse, and now UPS drop-off spot. Let me see, what does it say up here? Garden center, flowers, wine, and more. So that is the willow tree. And Georgia Diving Recovery is here. Now that we're away from the highway, we're back to being very quiet morning. Hear the birds when I'm not talking. And some distant dog howling. Yeah, it was Okie, spelled O-K-I-E, prospector. Which had only recently started up his YouTube channel. He just broke 100 subscribers not long ago. Problem with being 60 and the weather changing is my left knee, which I injured as a teenager, has a tiny bit of arthritis that acts up. And guess whose knee does not feel well? It doesn't look like a residence. It's not anywhere related to the architecture or color design of the house next to it. Wonder what it was. Always good to find places you've never seen before when you're out walking. Huh. Humidity is very high. I can already tell why. Heat index is going to be high. My shirt's sticking to my back. Take a shower when I get home. Oh, I went and left my battery at building 4. I'm going to lose connection here soon. So, More Movies has joined us. More Movies has an excellent setup with talking about current run of movies. Don't always agree with what the two of them have to say, but they're pretty good at covering more than one point of view between the two of them. So I am going to end it here as I was a fool and left my battery in building 4, manufacturing my company. And I'll walk home in the quiet because talking to myself while not holding up a camera will look very weird. Thank you for posting that link. It's another channel I got to add to my moderators list. If I missed you while I've been walking around and talking, I am sorry. I'm sure the rest of the community that has been here has been gracious in talking to you. It does not look like any one of my 2 channels has somebody sitting there all by themselves, so that's good. Oh. "56 minutes and down to 10%. listen to music as you walk. Well, it's a good idea to listen to music while I walk, except for the fact that my phone would be my source of music, and it'll be dead soon. If my knees are filling up to it, I am going to drive 30 miles today and go first check out the first coin store within an hour's drive of my house to see if anyone left anything. And then I'm going to go check out the antique stores, especially the one where I found all the tokens last time. Take care, everyone, and we will see you soon.